Hi, everybody. This is Allie from Heart and Soul Connected, and thank you for being here with me today. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit about the spiritual path with the use of crystals. And crystals can be all kinds of different things. We have some right here that's quartz crystal. I have an ametrine, which is citrine and amethyst together. And I have a beautiful lepidolite or lapis, I'm sorry, a beautiful lapis pendulum along with others. I have a beautiful piece of orange calcite. I want you to know, though, that it doesn't really matter what size you get of any stone because it's going to do the work, whether it's small or large. So it isn't about size. It's about its utility and how you want to use it in your life to manifest. Even something as beautiful as a labradorite piece, which is beautiful black and grounding energy, can be utilized. Well, there's just so many of them. It would take me all day to explain the different kinds of crystals that you can use. But let me give you an idea of what some of them can do for you. So spirituality is a very personal and profound journey for all of us. Many of us will start with one particular aspect of spirituality or study of something, whether it be crystals and stones, or it be runes, or it could be scrying into a crystal ball. It could be oracle or tarot cards. It could be psychic phenomenon. There's just so many things. So when I was first breaking myself out into the spirituality, I learned from anybody I could, whatever it was that they were studying. And in the 90s, a very good and dear friend of mine did crystal layout work, and she had all the knowledge here of all the crystals, and she passed that along to me. Not that I can remember every part of it, but it just started me on the road to being more and more interested in it and how it works. So we can usually in spirituality connect to something greater than ourselves. You know, we have that ego thing, and ego is fine, but it draws us down and it holds on to us in a very strong way. And so a lot of times we don't allow ourselves, let's say, to be uplifted by some of the tools and some of the things that we can learn in spiritual growth. And crystals have become an integral part of the journey, holding energies and properties that can amplify our intentions and our emotions, and also our own spiritual growth. From ancient civilizations to modern day practitioners, crystals have been used to enhance our meditation, protect against negativity, and even attract positive vibrations into our lives. So as we explore the world of crystals, it's essential to understand their potential to revolutionize our spiritual paths. One of the most common challenges that we might have is feeling lost or disconnected from what is called their higher self, the subconscious mind that resides it's with us, but we're not always tapped into it. It is the place that we go to when we dream, or when we daydream, or when we meditate, or when we have a vision. So it's easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of daily life and forget to nurture our well-being. And so it's important for us to take that few moments a day, at least, in order to sit in that energy, in order to have that vibration raise with us. The sense of disconnection can be frustrating and even lead to feelings of isolation and sadness in some cases. Many of us have been searching for a way to reignite our spark and find a deeper meaning. We might try this and it doesn't work, and try this and it doesn't work, and try this. But all of those things combined make for a very, very well-stocked toolbox, because one thing leads to another, to another, to another. Feeling lost can also lead to self-doubt and uncertainty about our life's path. We sometimes feel like, what's it all about? You know, why are we even here? We might question whether we're on the right path, and we've talked about this before in other videos, or if we're fulfilling our potential. Crystals can serve as a powerful tool to aid in this process, because the spiritual journey has its ups and downs. And it's normal to encounter these setbacks. And when we're faced with challenges, we can get discouraged. We can lose sight of what the goal is that we want to achieve. But with the right mindset and support, we can overcome any obstacle and continue moving forward on our path. Remembering if we have a difficult time, we can move forward from that difficult time. So self-reflection, self-determination, and unique energy signature of different crystals and how they are programmed by us once we get them. So I'm going to start out by talking about us. Everybody talks about crystals. Crystals are crystal quartz. They come in necklaces and in free form and little tiny clusters. And these are wonderful tools in order to program what it is you'd like them to do for you. Are you interested in spiritual growth, for instance? Many times we are drawn to crystals that speak to us. So we may go into a rock store and we just are, boom, right over here. I love the color of this. I love the way it feels in my hand. I just need that. I know I need that. I need that stone. And it doesn't have to be an expensive venture. It really doesn't. But when you get home, it's going to be important that you cleanse your rocks or clear your rocks, just like you would when you work with tarot cards and you want to smudge them or you want to make them your own and you don't want other people's vibrations on them. Very important. There is something that's vitally important to remember. If you're doing this with a beautiful crystal quartz, that's perfectly fine. And you can even do it with this kind of ametrine. But there are some softer stones that cannot go into water. And so it's important for you to realize what they are and look it up so that you don't ruin. And one of those is selenite. Selenite is a beautiful stone, but it's used to help clear other stones. You can also smudge by using sage, sweetgrass, or incense in order to do that. You can also, on a full moon, put your crystals out underneath the moon. So there's a lot of ways that you can clear your crystals and make them part of who you are, including using them in your meditations or even carrying them in pouches around your neck as necklaces, as rings. There's all kinds of things. Crystal quartz is the master healer. And it is believed to amplify our intentions and any of the effects of the other crystals that you may carry. So if you've got this one and you've got one that's supposed to make you feel relaxed or feel, at ease, or you want to be more heart-centered, if you're remembering the colors of the chakras, if you aren't aware of that, what the chakra colors are, root is your red chakra, then you have orange, which is the next chakra. Red, orange, yellow is the gut. Green is your heart center. Blue is your throat. Indigo, or dark blue, is here, and that is your third eye area. And violet is top. And those colors can be utilized with the quartz crystal for any healing you may need in those areas. And that's something you can work with a crystal healer, or you can work with a psychic and discuss these things. Because spiritual counseling is something that takes many, many forms and many, many ways to access what it is that's important for your lifetime. Amethyst, on the other hand, is said to promote calmness, clarity, and spiritual connection. And so as an ametrine, what this means is this has purple in it, and it also has yellow because it's citrine and amethyst together. So those two qualities are working for us. They're working for us at this level, and they're working for us in the yellow level, which is the gut level. And so once you learn how these things work, and there's a whole host of things that you can get, even Google, to let you know what kind of crystal that you're feeling drawn to in order to do the healing that you would like. Quartz crystal can clarify our intentions, amplify our prayers, makes an excellent meditation and manifestation. And also amethyst can soothe our minds and create a deeper connection to our inner wisdom. Selenite is a cleansing crystal to release negative energy. and keep our space and crystals charged. By incorporating these into our daily practice, we can experience a significant enhancement in our spiritual growth. And we can also get a lot of rocks in our house. So I've certainly experienced crystal in my lifetime, all different kinds. And they do come in all different, like there's a heart shape. It's sort of a yellowish brown colored. They come in square shapes. All of these have differing powers and differing uses. Then we have like a thumb, like a what I would call a meditation stone, where you can rub it and you can feel as though you are promoting something and getting somewhere. We've got clusters like this. And even suns. This is a beautiful orange calcite sun. There's so many of them. It would take me hours and hours to tell you all about them. But there is great beauty in learning about them and what they can do for you. This is a celestite. There also come, and this is polished celestite. They also can come in raw, where they didn't spin it and polish it. It's just as good each way. There's no right or wrong. Whatever it is that calls to you or works with you is what it is that you need in order to do that. We also have some double terminated, which means it's got a point here and a point here. And this is a light violet color. This would be beautiful to work on my crown chakra if I was interested in doing something like that. Oh my God, there's just so many. We even have knives. They come in animals. They come in stars. They come in necklace form, like this, that you can put on a necklace chain. Oh my God, there's just so much. There's just so much. What are you drawn to? Do you want pink loving energy? Do you want the green, the beautiful heart? There's also a thymus chakra that we have here. Then it is a more of a beautiful blue, light Caribbean blue, so to speak. What is it that's calling to you? What do you feel as though you need in order to feel grounded or feel uplifted? It's going to be personal. Labradorite can be used, or so can onyx, if you're wanting to ground yourself. Now, what does that mean? You certainly don't want to go into a coffee grinder and grind yourself up. If you're grounding yourself, that means that you're sort of envisioning yourself tied more to the earth, and so that you're not an airhead. You're not spacey, so to speak. Blacks and darker colors will do that for your work, anything that you want to do. It also promotes spiritual growth, intuition, and subtle yet profound shifts in our energies. It's as if the dark stones help us to tap into a deeper sense of purpose and connection to the universe. Remember, we want to think about our feet going down into the earth as our head, our crown, is accessing the sky. Just another thing to think about. Some of your crystals will be very important companions. Whenever I'm doing any type of Akashic Records readings, I hold a quartz crystal in one hand and I hold this black stone in the other hand. And the reason I do this is because I want to be connected to the wisdom above and as well as the wisdom below. So as above, so below. And because they're two different types of stones and they're not quite the same, it gives me the opportunity to feel as though I'm more balanced. And I happen to be a Libra, so I love balance. And that makes a great deal for me when I'm working in those realms. In summary, crystals have the potential to revolutionize our spiritual paths by offering us a powerful tool for growth and healing and transformation. Once we understand their unique perspectives, and there's a lot of them because there's a lot of books out there on crystals and they're fabulous. My favorite one is Love is in the Earth, and it was put out in the 1990s and now is very expensive, but it just has all the metaphysical properties of all stones. And I want you to know there is an app that you can do on your phone that can tell you what the rocks are, whether they're real or not, because some people are disreputable by putting out not the real thing, say colored rocks, if you know what I mean, not really a crystal or anything. So use them intentionally, overcome your challenges, deepen your spiritual process, and experience a more profound connection to the universe. There are some people who can absolutely feel the energy coming off a stone immediately. There are others of us who don't feel it immediately, but we can understand the subtle beauty of the stones and how they make us feel. And finally, pink quartz, which is something we all could use, a little bit of love, a little bit of love. Again, this is just a point, like a chunky point, but you don't need anything that big. You can find these things on Etsy or any metaphysical store. You could probably find some as well on Amazon if you're interested in it. But it's so nice to go into a store and touch these things and see if they resonate with you and what you're called to. But I do suggest that if you're using Etsy and you can't pick it out in person, that you have to trust the universe is going to send you that stone that's going to help you the most in whatever pursuit you're interested in. So again, some of you may find this a little curious, but think about this for a few minutes. Most of us have always bought a birthstone ring, or we've done other things with rocks and stones in our lives. Is really it that strange that we might find that there are protective properties with beautiful stones that we can surround ourselves with, work with, and know that they are imparting wisdom to us as much as imparting our wisdom to them. So thank you. Have a beautiful day.